Welcome everyone to this special Tuesday night watch along retro event for Ring of Honor. Noah Foster on the call tonight with the Bang Wrestling JJ Woods. We bring you a simple Tuesday night Ring of Honor show before we bring in the new year. Hello everybody and welcome to this special watch along coverage for Ring of Honor with some of our favorite talents that we will talk about more thoroughly. You know what this is. I am the simple man of the simple brand, the voice of the SRS for a great Hall of Fame professional wrestling. Damn it. My name is Noah Foster. With me tonight for the first time ever in the Ring of Honor commentary booth. The signal was up in the sky apparently. It's the Renegade Wrestling JJ Woods, and thank you all for tuning in, whether live or on demand. Please subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. And if you want to dictate the conversation anytime, super chat or pay by the passions. It is truly as simple as that. JJ, good to see you for the first time ever in the world of honor. How are you?
Doing well. It's been a nice, quiet day off. Got my laundry done, got home, watched the No DQ review. That does not matter, Walter. The show was free on YouTube today.
That's right.
So you still can very much get in here and join us because I know you have YouTube. If you have YouTube Premium, then there's no commercials. If you don't have YouTube Premium, let me know, and I think I got you.
Yeah, exactly. But more importantly, JJ, of course, we gathered here to have a little bit of fun with Honor ahead of the new year. I gotta say, calling Ring of Honor these last couple of weeks has been extremely fun. I might start making this a regular thing just cause. And again, folks, very simple card tonight. We got, of course, Mark Davis in action. Satnam Singh is also in action. Tag team action tonight with Big Bill and Bryan taking on the Dark Order. Join the Dark Order. Ace Austin, former multiple-time X-Division champion, takes on one of the best, the king of sneaky style from the Don Callis family. Don Callis' right-hand man, Asuka Rock, Rocky Romero. And Red Velvet stirs it up with Janai Kai in a Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship Proving Ground match, where if Janai Kai beats or outlasts the champion for 10 minutes, she will get a future title shot. And of course, the biggest reason we are here tonight, folks, is the Bustah and the Bryan are once again back at it in tag team action, taking on the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia and Yuta, taking on Alec Price and Jordan Oliver on this special, simple edition episode of Ring of Honor that you can watch along there with us, as Jada said, right on YouTube. It literally is right there. So I hope you enjoy the next 50 plus minutes of watch on reaction and conversation to Ring of Honor as we prepare to ring in the new year, having a little bit of fun professional wrestling this New Year's Eve. So, JJ, looking at this card, what's on your mind tonight ahead of us doing this? Besides, of course, the biggest reasons why we're here. Shout out to Bustah and the Bryan, who have, of course, been tearing it up all across the independent scene. Now find themselves together and Ring of Honor for the second time after taking the swirl to quite a mix last week, of course, from the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah, anybody that knows me knows that this is why I am here. Been a huge supporter of these guys for the better part of the year, ever since they became a team, honestly.
About a day, I knew Young, Dumb, and Broke before you knew who Bustah and the Bryan were. First time I saw these gentlemen was back in 2018 in Chaos Wrestling right here in my hometown. That's some reliable information for you. Speaking of reliable, guess what, folks? It's not Nigel McGuinness, but he loves technical wrestling. Let's welcome in our reliable friend, Walter Cruz. Walter has joined the Ring of Honor booth tonight. Walter, good to see you. We'll get to you in a moment. JJ, please continue.
Yeah, but you keep going back to Young, Dumb, and Broke. I don't believe that was Oliver and Price. I believe that was Oliver and a different partner.
It was.
YDNP, as they were originally known, now going by Bustah and the Bryan, didn't form until spring break of this year.
Correct. Young, Dumb, and Broke was originally no, wait. I take that back. I think Jordan Oliver and Alec Price were Young, Dumb, and Broke also. Let me double check here because I could have sworn.
Because if they were originally Young, Dumb, and Broke, then why would they change their name to Young, Dumb, and Price?
Oh. Okay. Wait. You do make a point. Yeah, because I'm thinking of Young, Dumb, and Broke, which, again, Jordan Oliver has always been part of. He was Young, Dumb, and insert letter here. You're right. Alex Price, of course, Young, Dumb, and unless the group, because I remember in Chaos Wrestling, it was originally a trio, but they didn't have, no mainstream, attention on the independent scene, even though Jordan Oliver has been wrestling, of course, for the last several years. His first match was all the way back in 2016. But please continue.
So it's one of those things. Yeah, the stable is Oliver, Ellis Taylor, Charlie Tiger, Griffin McCoy,
Yep.
Jay Fire, and Valentina Vasquez.
Yeah, Young, Dumb, and Broke was Charlie Tiger, Ellis Taylor, and Jordan Oliver. So I was right. I thought that, Jordan Oliver was always part, but you're right about Alex Price. You're absolutely correct. Continue.
So having been riding with these guys, since day one-ish,
Yeah.
since y'all were talking about the Usos on the review earlier.
Well,
it's so good to see them getting their flowers, not even a year into their run as a tag team, and being featured on Ring of Honor television for the second week in a row. They were on the Boxing Day Brawl, taking on the Swirl, one of the worst names for a tag team I've ever heard of in my life.
Chocolate and vanilla. He's vanilla ice cream.
I know, but still. I know. We just need to add a woman to it and call him Neapolitan.
Damn it, JJ, you fucking idiot.
That way we get the strawberry in it too. Hollywood Haley J. Throw her in there. You got Neapolitan. But anyways.
I hate how much that would work. Now you just gotta get Candy Frost from freaking UK scene, and because she's got pink hair, she would work. Or Alley Cats have pink hair. And to JJ's point, by the way, folks, Young, Dumb, and Broke was a faction for 4 years. Young, Dumb, and Broke stopped being a thing in 2018. But Jordan Oliver, of course, was Young, Dumb, and Broke before he became Bustah and the Brain. And of course, I would say invested in Young, Dumb, and Price. Continue.
So definitely the match that brings me here. I'm still trying to be sold on Daniel Garcia as part of the Death Riders.
Really? What makes you say that?
Because I'm trying to find the right way to articulate it.
Please do, because I'll tell you this, JJ, it kind of makes sense on a number of reasons. Again, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia have history going all the way back to Independence Day, of course, PWG. Daniel Garcia with the Yuta, they fought over the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. They juggled it against each other. Both had their fallout and their matches with Bryan Danielson. Daniel Garcia with the Yuta, both baptized in combat by Jon Moxley. Daniel Garcia, who literally faced Jon Moxley 4 damn times over, realizing maybe being great isn't good enough, but Jon Moxley pushes me to be better. And so far with you and Daniel Garcia as a tag team Ring of Honor, they're undefeated.
I think he means it's just not. It doesn't fit. It needs more convincing, because Death Riders are pretty much like an anti-establishment group, and I don't know. He seems to not be in that mold.
That's fair.
And Yuta for the longest time was the whipping boy. So now that Daniel Garcia is the new recruit, is he going to be the whipping boy? Does Yuta finally get out of that spot? Does Yuta now get to whip Garcia? Garcia, granted, Garcia's been in these stables, going back to him being with, Daddy Magic and all that stuff, and being under his learning tree, like what I did there. But I don't know. I feel like this came out of nowhere. 1 week he's dancing Danny Garcia, and the next week he's in the Death Riders.
And
I give the fact that I missed a lot of stuff because I wasn't watching on a weekly basis, but it just feels like it came so far out of left field.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a fair analysis, because we've just been so used to Daniel Garcia's colorful personality, driven to be a better competitor, and now it's not about the fans. It's just about putting in the work every day, harder than others. And Marina Shafir, of course, who is whipping both Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia in shape, let's forget, has been very, very involved in these two men in Ring of Honor as a tag team.
And Marina's a whole other can of worms that we can get into at another date and time, because I'm not going to lie, now that this women's tag team division is a thing, I would like for TK to aggressively and I do mean aggressively, pursue Ronda Rousey so Ronda and Marina could be the freaking AEW Women's Tag Champs.
You're crazy.
Yo, Noah, what did I say the other day?
You literally did say that.
And think about it. We had Ronda and Shayna in the WWE.
Yes.
We can get Ronda and Marina here. 3 of the 4 horsewomen would hold tag gold in the respective companies.
JJ was at work, so he didn't hear it. But yo, I said the same exact thing the other
why
day.
do you two share a damn brain and you're not literally living together at this point? It's like ESP. It's like yeah. That being said, Ronda Rousey did show up one time when they were in California, and she teamed up with Marina Shafir to take on Athena and Billy Starks, and they won. So you know what? I won't say never is never. But I do believe right now the mega problems is still a more realistic tag team since Penelope Ford is out on injury. But you know
what happens when Penelope comes back?
Then I will buy furthermore into that possible tag team aspect. But that being said, again, folks, we're proprietors, we're consumers of all things wrestling. So without further ado, gotta say, a simple man endorsed and approved. Gentlemen, are you ready for a little bit of fun with some honor?
We have more matches to talk about. Jesus, we only talked about the Bustah in the Brain match. Can we talk about the woman who I don't want to meet in a lit alley, let alone a dark alley?
Okay, fair enough.
Can we talk about Janai Kai for a minute? Because
okay, fine.
For as much as we rant and rave on this channel about our own La Princesa, Tiffany Nieves,
yes,
as much as certain people on this channel drool over the Crush, as much as we have sung the praises of the center of attention, Brittany Brooks, this year, Janai Kai is another one of bitches that has definitely made me sit up and take notice.
I'm about to say,
so when I saw her on this card too,
Contra,
I'm like, dude, okay. Like the only shit that I'm really not whatever about is the fucking Big Bill and Bryan Keith match. And that's a fucking shame because when I first saw Bryan Keith debut on Ring of Honor, so I did do one watch long because I watched that final battle where he made his debut.
Okay,
in
fair
that
enough.
scramble match.
Okay.
But from that moment, I've been with Bryan Keith. They have so buried this bastard ever since then.
Buried.
The learning tree did not help him grow whatever. If anything, they chopped him off at the roots.
I mean, he is a bad apple, so he fell from the tree, to be fair, but continue.
But going back to Janai Kai.
Yes.
I think that she can last the 10 minutes.
Again, background, of course, in Muay Thai kickboxing. We've seen her in Bloodsport, former MLW Women's World Featherweight Champion, and of course, member of Conrad, also a former Ladies Night Out champion. Definitely
participant in Lodestone, the first ever seminar that Bailey just ran as well.
Yeah, about to say, you could put that name, you could put that little factoid out there with so many people across this independent wrestling scene, including that limited to Sapphire Reed, of course, that I know primarily out of Pro Wrestling Eve. And she does have a little bit less experience than Red Velvet. So this will be a unique first time ever matchup. I don't think, of course, it's her first time involved in Ring of Honor, but actually Red Velvet faced Janai Kai in the genesis of her career during AEW Dark Elevation Day. So this match is a follow-up from 3 years ago.
I am almost willing to bet everything I have in my bank account, which isn't much, that this appearance that we're about to call is a direct result of Lodestone. Because who runs Lodestone? Who's that person's best friend? And what's their status in AEW? ... And for those of y'all out there watching who can't connect the dots, Bailey. Mercedes.
Enough said,
I'm willing to bet this is a direct result of that seminar.
Fair shout.
Especially since Red Velvet just took that title off of who? That's right, Mercedes.
Yep. And JJ might get
the circle of life.
No,
non-copyright.
Yep, thank you, JJ. I was also going to say, and you still got one last chance to get a gift for the end of the year if Willow Nightingale takes TBS Championship off Mercedes Benay tomorrow night on
Please.
AEW Dynamite New Year's Smash.
Please, God, let that shit happen. All will be right in the world. It'll be like I just woke up from a bad fever dream.
Dude, I'm gonna go nuts if that happens. But turns to Janai Kai, I got familiar with her from Bloodsport, so
that's why I mentioned that.
Bloodsport and MLW.
I feel like she can kick down a coconut tree. Like, I swear to God, like the way this girl kicks is crazy.
I need Janai Kai versus Speedball Mike Bailey or Janai Kai versus Marina Shafir at some point. But that being said, Red Velvet also knows how to kick.
Just came back from injury. Let's hope Janai Kai doesn't send her off with concussions.
Well, if Red Velvet's able to duck, she might hear with the final slice, and it might be Chef's kiss for Red Velvet to make sure she doesn't get a chance at the championship. 10 minutes is not as short as we think. I'm just saying.
And then Ace Austin and Rocky Romero.
Asuka Rock.
Dude, this match I'm looking forward to as much as the other two.
This is their second
ever. I've been following Rocky since he was a Havana Pitbull.
That's why I knew that you were going to bring that up. And of course, I followed Ace Austin during his times in Wrestling Revolver and TNA, former multiple-time SWG champion. In fact, they had their last one-on-one encounter over the X Division Championship back in 2022. Ace Austin won that night. That was a banger, close to 12 minutes. This is their second ever one-on-one encounter. But as we talked about, JJ, Rocky Romero exceeds the years of experience when it comes to a lifetime in this business. Of course, former champion out of ZCW, MLW, IWGP, DDT, you name it. World-renowned, respected, one of the best in the business for junior heavyweights. Of course, the king of sneaky style, trained by a who's who, including Togi Makabe, Antonio Inoki, and Bill Anderson. But Ace Austin, again, he was once called the number one for a reason. People were putting him up there to be the next AJ Styles. How phenomenal this young athlete is. Only 10 years involved in the business, trained out of, here's a familiar place for you, ZCW Academy and OVE's Sammy Callahan and Dave and Jake Chris. Of course, Ace Austin has had a pretty fun run, I would think, so far in AEW. And again, like I said, former Revolver champion. But what I like about this match is the dynamic of technique and speed that we are going to see. This is going to be very fun.
Yeah, and again, I know Jordan had been dabbling in the waters of Ring of Honor going back to earlier this year.
Yes.
But this is another one where I can't help but think that Jordan's match against Ace at the Revolver Holiday Special didn't have direct repercussions on this booking at Hammerstein with him and Alec taking on the Swirl and now the Death Riders. Because if you watch the video that Revolver posted of Ace post-match, he has some glowing things to say about Jordan Oliver. So I would not be surprised if Jordan being on this major show at Hammerstein isn't a direct result of his encounter with Ace at the Revolver show earlier this month.
It cause and effect, it's a cause and effect.
Because I believe it was filmed the same weekend. I believe the Revolver show was Thursday, and then they were at Hammerstein like Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. The same week. So I would not be surprised.
Walter, anything further to add?
Nah, he said it all. But, when Ace Austin left TNA, I almost took it personally. I was a little hurt, but, I mean, we'll see how his ROH and AEW run ends up being, but I don't know.
I was too, but the more that I hear on the Chris Bay front, and again, we never want to say never in professional wrestling. How many people have we seen that never should have come back, came back? He's pretty much seems to have resigned with himself that he's now officially retired. Yeah, so he's still moving. He doesn't have to live life in a wheelchair.
Thank Christ.
He's succeeding and thriving as Chris Bay do, but he seems to be content with his position in life now. And he seems to be content with the fact that if he never gets to lace those boots up again, he's okay with that. So For Ace to be doing what he's doing here, I'm all for it because I always thought they would go to the E together and light up the NXT tag division and the main roster division with the TNA partnership.
Right.
Yeah.
But with Bay not looking like he's coming back, let Ace go here, be with the Bang Bang Gang, reunite with some Bullet Club members, and do his thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. At least Bay has one thing going for him: is his youth. Like Paige, when she got injured, people thought she would never come back.
He's also got Brittany Brooks going for him. Okay, let's just call it like it is.
All right,
It's
focus
true.
on wrestling here, gents.
But he's got youth on his side where, believe it or not, me getting out of bed hurts. So I can't imagine a neck injury, but youth just has a miraculous way of helping you heal. So
Honestly, at this point, if Bay goes the Corey Graves route and merges into a commentary position, still able to give to the business, it's all I want for him.
Yeah,
as long as he is happy, I'm happy for him.
Well, you definitely aren't happy when it comes to this sour apple Big Bill, of course, and Bryan Keith taking on the Dark Order. Of course, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, the most original dynamic of the Dark Order, 3 and 4. And I love that synergy into, of course, the jackknife cover they used. That has won them a few matches. Bit of a mixed record here in Ring of Honor, as it looks like Big Bill and Bryan Keith are looking for a reset. Maybe for the Ring of Honor tag team division. After the learning tree died a horrible, rotting death, Big Bill and Bryan Keith had their fall, of course, of the Bang Bang Gang, and we saw the Bang Bang Gang get the better of that altercation. It's been a while since we've seen Big Bill and Bryan Keith involved in Ring of Honor, so this really is the last match I'd like to talk about, since we know Dunkzilla's in action, Satnam and Singh are also in action, but nothing further to add regarding their opponents. But does anyone want to add anything further with this before we finally get ready to lock in the Ring of Honor?
This is my bathroom break.
yeah, the only thing
Seriously,
for going him is Lexi.
Because again, Big Bill and Bryan Keith, ever since Jericho left television, have been more than useless. And the Dark Order just haven't been the same since Mr. Brody Lee passed.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's accurate.
Go onto the Shorts channel and listen to what me, Ryan, and James were saying about what if Charles Mason took over the Dark Order. And I'm going to just let you sit there and cook with that, Noah, because your silence speaks volumes.
I mean this politely. Charles Mason is a certified fucking psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
And
the root of all evil. If anybody right now in the game can come close to bringing the Dark Order back to the glory it had behind Mr. Brody Lee, it's Charles fucking Mason. Don't at me.
It's true. He looked
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. He's not wrong. I'm absolutely not going to say anything. All right. Well, that being said, I mean, do we even want to throw a prediction out here just because? I mean, it's Big Bill and Bryan Keith, right? They're going to run over the Dark
Big
Order.
Bill and Bryan Keith are going to get the victory because the Dark Order hasn't won shit in like 15 years.
Damn.
They were losing while Brody Lee was mentoring them.
Double damn.
4 people are going to be in.
They won more matches with Brody than they did before or after. But that's like calling a pile of shit less smelly than another pile of shit.
Okay. Well, that being said, this isn't sponsored by the poop emoji. Shall we get into the Ring of Honor finally? Because I think we pretty much covered everything. Because Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and Sanjay Dutt.
Dude, as long as I get to hear My World on TV, I'm happy. Like,
I don't know. I don't think that's his theme, but okay. And the Don.
But if Jarrett comes with him, damn it, that's all we need. Give me some Double J, man. I'll be sitting here like Big G.
I don't need to hear the Dale Oliver freaking weird song. I don't at the end of 2025. I'm just saying.
Okay. You know what?
What?
Would you rather hear that or Def Rebel?
I'd rather hear that. All right.
Shit, I'm honestly tired of hearing Def Rider's theme already.
And that being said, Mark Davis, the heavy of the Don Cost family, Doug Slow has been running roughshod as we've seen, especially during Casino Gauntlet matches and multi-tag team warfare. We'll see this man bring destruction in singles action tonight. as we wonder again what the future holds for one have what used to be Aussie Open. In fact, we're going to wonder what the future holds in general, I think, for the Don Callis family after the screwing that was done on Saturday. Still a fucking phenomenal pay-per-view. But again, folks, that's all for this simple session of Ring of Honor. So if you want to engage with us, set up your YouTube feed right now along with us. Go to Ring of Honor Wrestling on YouTube. You will find the Ring of Honor TV special Tuesday episode for December 3rd, 2025 right there, already pre-recorded for the next 49.56. And we are ready, I think, to dive right into the action. So, JJ, Walter, and simply predicting, super reliable and honorable watch-along wrestling community. Let's have some fun this Tuesday night with professional wrestling, with Ring of Honor.
All right, let's go ahead and hit the play button. I know, Walter, you said you're a little ahead of us, so we'll let you know when Jordan Oliver comes on the Tron. But let's hit play, Noah, in 3, 2, 1, play.
This is going to be awesome. I love Ring of Honor. And what a year for them, by the way. And Bandito and Athena, unstoppable.
No question, no question.
All right, let's do this. Team Ring of Honor, Caprice Coleman, bring us in.
And there's Jordan Oliver on the Tron.
And welcome, everybody, once again to this special Tuesday night edition of Ring of Honor. JJ Williams, Walter Cruz, Noah Foster on the call tonight. It's Bustah and the Bryan once again are in tag team action. Jordan Oliver and Alec Price. This time taking on the Death Riders. Of course, this was pre-recorded in the Hammerstein Ballroom during the holiday season. I hope everyone had a phenomenal time, of course, at the holiday season and had everything that you wanted. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, as we talked about before, Super Chat, it's as simple as that. Again, so much more fun to come tonight. We also know this Thursday we have Ring of Honor as Bandito and Jay Lethal take on the Swirl, Lee Johnson and Blake Christian, as Blake Christian's been very vocal about going after Bandito's Ring of Honor World Championship.
Hey, and Blake Christian isn't somebody that people should take lightly. He is a former GCW World Champion.
With a ton of history, as I talked about in our last week's Watch Along Ring of Honor. For those that tune in, by the way, against Jordan Oliver. Meanwhile, with the Yuta and Daniel Garcia, who have written their own chapters over the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, now both Death Riders are going into tag team action tonight, where so far their Ring of Honor record, they are undefeated as a duo.
It's just ironic, you know, at the end of the day, we were talking a little bit about how I don't feel Garcia fits. Bryan Danielson wanted to bring him into the BCC, and it didn't happen. And now here we are a year removed of Bryan's retirement, and he's a fucking Death Rider.
And with a Yuta, by the way, first faced Jordan Oliver in the ZCW Dojo Wars in 2018, while Red Death Daniel Garcia took on Jordan Oliver back in 2021 in DXS. There, of course, see John Moxley, of course, watching his troops go to battle. His army of violence that never say die, never surrender, put in 100% of the work.
Not just John Moxley, but the winner of the C2, John Moxley.
About to say, for those that didn't watch the pay-per-view, finger for that, Walter. Don't star me, JJ. Referee Aubrey Everett for this contest is, of course, finger for those that tune into our watch-along, of course, AEW World's End, as, of course, you are now post-pay-per-view along with all of us, as John Moxley is indeed the 2025 Continental Classic Champion. Bell rings are underway. And Continental Champion now, as the Unified Champion, of course. Unified Championship is no longer existing. John, of course, Kazuchika Okada is still AEW International Champion. And stay tuned for further results and thoughts on AEW updates. Tomorrow we cover New Year's Smash on New Year's Eve before the Shenanigans End of the Year Spectacular.
So now we have an international championship and a national championship. That's not confusing.
You're about to say, JJ, the wordplay in itself, as me on commentary, is sure to make me botch sooner rather than later. But that's to come. Let's focus on the now with Alec Price and Daniel Garcia in the ring here.
Nice head scissors takedown there from Alec Price.
And I've talked about Alex Price and, of course, John Oliver's history as Bustah and the Bryan, formerly, of course, Young, Dumb, and Price, and Jordan Oliver going all the way back to tag team wrestling with Young, Dumb, and Broke since 2014. Nice. Heads. Nice. Go ahead.
They're probably going to make up a word like intercontinental instead of intercontinental. Watch.
Okay, first off, this is not the WWE. They don't have stupid ideas from bad creative like that, nor do they have championships that look like an over-glorified logo without personality. So let's
As long as it's inter-continental.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Because you got to get Noah doing the hyphen gimmick.
Okay, these two aren't young. They're acting dumb, and I'm broke. But that being said, Alec Price right now taking advantage of the Death Riders on the outside. And of
Dude,
course,
what?
you guys
Garcia back in the ring here.
can hear more of this revolution of wordplay. We
Oof.
cover Revolution March 18th for AEW to restart the AEW Predictions League in 2026.
Oliver looking for the acid bomb. Alec Price going to go for the assist, making it
Whoa!
a super acid bomb.
Dude, I think Price took speed or something.
Oh!
Dude is on one. He is all over the place.
He just
That's
got
what
whacked out
happens
of
when
the
you take
barricade.
3 or 4 energy drinks before a mat.
Yeah, the definition of hype before Mojo Rawley existed. Alex Price and Daniel Garcia shared one one-on-one match, by the way, in 2024 at A1 Wrestling. Of course, promotion owned by one All Eagle, Ethan Page. And Albie Everest right now trying to get Daniel Garcia away from the corner with a Yuta taking advantage from behind.
It's the dirty tactics that Death Riders are known for.
Willa Yuta, of course, has no prior history of Alex Price. Tag made to Willa Yuta. Like I said, former Ring of Honor Pure Champion. Of course, won and lost the title at a point against Daniel Garcia. And 3-0 right now as a tag team in Ring of Honor are Daniel Garcia and Willa Yuta. Of course, the current Ring of Honor tag team champions are Los Fantastic Monobles, the Beast Mortos, and Sammy Guevara, since Roosh is out injured.
How long before we see YMP is all elite?
Whoa!
Graphics pretty soon.
Beautiful bridge here with the submission by Willa Yuta on the figure 4 leg lock. John Moxley approving at ringside. Well, we saw High in the Maya World earn, of course, their place now in the mainstream scene. Now, all elite. Congratulations again to those
Didn't
incredible
I call
young
it too?
athletes.
I said by
Shout
the,
out
by
to
the,
Maya World for doing, what Tegan Knox and whatever her fucking girlfriend's name is couldn't do. And that's being fucking professional.
All right, that's all right. We did.
I
we
called
buried
it
the
too.
hand
I
on
said
it.
by New Year's they're gonna be signed. They couldn't even wait. The same day I said it, they signed him.
Yeah, of course, I fought High End, like I said, during her times in World's Wrestling Association, former New Texas Pro Women's Champion, also involved in Shimmer. And I also remember, of course, seeing her challenge Julia for the Entrance Round Women's Championship, of course, at Lone Star Shootout, of course, over a decade plus of experience to the Renaissance Girl. Couldn't be happier for High End. And right now, the Death Riders in firm control of Bustah and the Brain on the Price Legal on a pain train, though, by Yuta and Garcia running these clotheslines in the corner. Oh, sorry, Oliver. Botch.
Oliver has the long tights. Price has the shorts.
I couldn't see from behind. And there Garcia with a Yuta. Great double team combination. Into the full Boston Crab. And look at the wrenching. Daniel Garcia sitting deep in on it.
Price is the one with the ants in his pants that can't stay still.
Yes.
Right now, Jordan
Price
Oliver,
is Bustah. Jordan is the Brain.
Well, let's see if he has the brains to get out of the submission hold. Crawling for the ropes and force the break.
Let's not overlook the fact that freaking John Moxley is out here as Bustah and the Brain are in the ring, okay?
Fine tag. I'm about to say, yeah, we're talking about John Moxley again, who literally wants this place to be around by wrestlers, for generations. Of course, he's been doing it in its own violent way. And formerly part of CCW. Tag. History made, of course, I'm sure, with Jordan Oliver and of course, Alec Price can definitely come into play here with John Moxley watching on from ringside. You might see one of these two men take on John Moxley at some point for the Continental Championship. But right now, Alex Price,
I'm here for it.
Finding up the Death Riders 2-on-1. Jordan Oliver neutralized for now. Just lining up the chests of Yuta and Garcia. Just throwing everything here. So far, the Death Riders have been able to block this offense. Irish whip. There's somebody to the band off the top rope. Moonsault. Beautiful moonsault.
Lands on his feet.
Oh, God.
Double team flapjack. And then the double team ground and pound here from the Death Riders.
It landed on his
Do your job, Aubrey. Get him off him.
Well, we know, again, the leniency with the tag team wrestling. Here's the Death Riders are double teaming right now. The Bustah. Uh-oh. Oh, the cycle knee flat. Freaking flatliner. And Garcia driving Price down with lots of leg sweep. Inside leg hook, too. And that's it.
Damn, that was fast.
Well, Alex Price got velocity. Went from 100 to 0 real quick.
It's about 8 minutes. Not bad. Not bad for a YouTube TV match.
Yeah, about to say, considering they probably have matches as long as not shorter at times on the independent scene and YouTube. Still a great showing here once again, the Hammerstein Ballroom.
It's only going to be
conditioning is definitely not an issue for YDNP. They're used to going 20 plus minutes.
don't surprise me in the slightest, especially for how young they are. And I'm sure Donkzilla, with how heavy of a hitter he is, can probably go just the distance. As of course, last time we saw Mark Davis in action was against Evil Uno, taking his head off and leaving him in the UK for all we know. As right now, Donkzilla is on a strong singles run.
Here it comes.
That Titantron.
Yeah, exactly. That big ass head fills up the whole screen.
And that scar. How can anyone like that face? I'm just saying, even on a Titantron screen.
It's a face only a mother could love.
And you wonder if the mother questions it.
Damn.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Anyway, of course, like I said, Mark Davis, formerly part of Aussie Open.
I'm surprised since both members are in the Don Callis family, they haven't got Aussie Open back together again. Like, I get the run Fletcher's been on as a singles, but you would think that they would try to bring all the gold possible to the Callis family. And shout out to Matt Mako, the adversary here for Mark Davis.
Trained out of the Wrestle Factory, of course, led by one Chuck Taylor, Fresh Squeeze Orange Cassidy, Drew Gulak, and Mike Quackenbush, amongst others, as well as the Worldwide Wrestling Dojo. Of course, right now, lead trainer there, Ring of Honor Dojo alumni, Cheeseburger.
We've seen Matt Mako in Bloodsport a few times, as well as a couple of spot shows for GCW and JCW. That's Jersey Championship Wrestling, not the Juggalo version.
Previously coming off the Jersey J Cup, to your point, losing to Ryan Clancy. And Mark Davis looking to continue his singles ways.
Hey, that's fancy Ryan Clancy to you.
Well, excuse me. That being said.
And me and James, you got to Google this guy and look at some of his video footage. Me and James said that if ever there needed to be a replacement for the Vaudevillains, it should be fancy Ryan Clancy, just off of his entrance alone.
Fair enough. PK kicks to the arm right now as Matt Malcolm's trying to take advantage here. Previously involved in Pure Rules matches against the likes of Technical Beast Josh Woods and Katsura Shibata, trying to overcome the power of Mark Davis. Drops all his way with the senton.
Matt looks like a shorter version of Adam Pearce. He resembles him a lot.
I mean, he almost looks like a super skinnier Desmond Wolf from TNA, formerly known, of course, now we know it's not to begin. It's very likely there's a cover of Mark Davis in a 1 count.
Maybe it's just because Mark Davis is such a hefty side of beef.
I mean, this is accurate. Again, we saw Donkzilla run roughshod during the Casino Gauntlet match and Survival of the Fittest. First ever Survival of the Fittest for Ring of Honor Men's World Championship that, of course, Bandito survived and won. You see Michael trying to fight back, though, going down to the core, but oh, jeez! Confident friggin' suplex. And to your point earlier, JJ, I think it's the fact that Kyle Fletcher wants to break out as a single star. He doesn't want to go back to midlife crisis mode. He's proven his worth this year and the confidence he has himself to be a future world champion here in AEW. If anyone wants to go after the tag titles of the Don Callis family, it should be Roppongi Advice, friggin' Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. But they came and got winning Ring of Honor. They lost during the 0 Hour and 8-man tag team match, or excuse me, at Wrestle Dream. But no, it was a friggin' 0 Hour at Cover 2. Kind of no, Matt Michael's still in it. They lost against Bandito, Mascara Dorada, of course, at the 0 Hour.
Glorified squash match.
I'll say Godzilla firmly in control here, though. And again, Mark Davis coming back from leg injury. That's quite, potential, I think, as a big singles man here. Matt Michael, though. Oh! Beats a right.
That's going to do it.
No, this is going to do it. I guarantee you. Wham! What?
Whoa!
Nice transition.
What were you saying?
Attempted Juju Gatami, Mark Davis, those shoulders down, and forced Matt Michael to take the break. That was amazing.
Yo, that was a beautiful roll into an arm breaker, the way he pulled that off. That's some MMA shit.
Couldn't hyperextend it, though. Now looking for the double underhook, possibly DDT, but Mark Davis, well, right now, Mark may go able to escape. Spinning kick connects, rocks Donkzilla down to his knees.
You can't underestimate people, man.
Nah, you definitely
I just thought that Mako was out on his feet after that shot. I figured that was going to be the end of it.
Yeah, same. And that lariat's what put down Evil Uno. Uh-oh. Got hooked. Off. Face first, the second turnbuckle. And Mark Davis driving his elbow for the side of Matt's head.
I thought Davis was fitting to hit him with like a clothesline from hell before he got reversed.
That's exactly what he was looking for. And again, Matt Michael scouted it. Now dragging him back towards center. You figured that Mark Davis might figure it. So, oh, wait a minute. Give him his elbow.
Dude, look at the
Console.
transactions. You can't count people, dude.
Again, though, you see Mark Davis able to create leverage, turn it over, now looking for his own submission for a naked choke. Sleeper hold applied.
Bro, jiu-jitsu's a motherfucker.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. And I was saying, quite a situation here for Matt Michael that might be on his feet versus Stephon Smith for this contest. I mean, to your point, Matt Michael does have a background in mixed martial arts. Davis trying to set him up possibly for that lariat, rebounding him, and wow, wipe him out!
Dude's so hefty that the bounce off the ropes made Mark turn around.
That's it.
That's it.
He literally rebounded him, to your point, Walter, in position for that lariat.
Hefty.
And winning ways continue for Mark Davis here and Ring of Honor. But still, great belt prop by Matt Michael, able to out-scout the power of Mark Davis for a couple of times. As, of course, we look towards the Ring of Honor's future, and, of course, something that has continued to be forever, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Athena, and her most loyal minions, Billy Starks Diamante, after overcoming Persephone, of course, at Ring of Honor Final Battle, but Billy Starks blew it against the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo, as Deonna Purrazzo makes his becoming the first ever Ring of Honor Pure Champion. Billy Starks and Athena and Diamante were upset about that, as the Virtuosa, Class 1 of Ring of Honor, Women of Ours Division, might I add, brought forth a friend from the past and that class in Madison Rayne. As Madison Rayne says that she doesn't know how much she has left, but she does still have a couple of rounds left, particularly for Athena, Billy Starks, and Diamante. We've already seen these four clash in tag team action, and they're going to run it back this Thursday on Ring of Honor, as once again, Deonna Purrazzo, master Fujiwara armbar, made Billy Starks tap out.
Yeah, who the hell is on the verge of beating Athena? This girl's on a Roman Reigns style run right now.
Well, that being said, can anyone beat the Virtuosa? We'll find out this Thursday when Billy Starks Diamante take it to the Killer Queen and the Virtuosa once again in tag team action. That's going to be a fun bout. This, however, is not going to be fun for the Dark Order.
No.
You want to talk about size? Look at this guy, as high as a skyscraper in New York.
Dude is huge.
That's put in politely.
And nice and healthy now, sobering up, man. Good for him.
Yeah, but I would say I'm glad that he literally reformed his sinful ways and got a new lease on life. Aubrey Everett for this contest, but of course, the voice of honor, Bobby Cruz, introducing Big Bill and bounty hunter Bryan Keith, formerly part of the worst gimmick probably in wrestling or freaking modern day history, at least AEW history. Last time we saw these guys, of course, involved in tag team action was against the Unacclaimed. Anthony Bowens and Matt Scarcers somehow coexisted that night in October at AEW Collision Homecoming. They have their hands full with the Dark Order. You can say what you want about the Dark Order, but they're always consistent, especially 3 and 4, Alex Reynolds and Johnny Hungy, John Silver. Of course, coming off that trios win literally earlier in December against the Frat House. And as far as Alex, go ahead.
Silver's the short, stocky one with the beard, right?
Yeah, Johnny Hungy, Mr. Neat Man, the man that I thought would be breaked out at some point as a singles chance for a TNT championship opportunity. But you know what? It is what it is when this young man's on my screen. And of course, Dark Order 3 and 4, AEW originals since day one. You've also seen them recently, of course, in Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, Dark Order represented by Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Say what you want about the Dark Order. They've been instrumental in Ring of Honor, particularly, JJ. And Code of Honor, we'll see if that's a here to here. Of course, Jada has already talked about his thoughts towards this particular group, faction, and I'm sure this duo as well, but, conversation. John Silver with the hand out to Bounty Hunter Bryan Keith. Code of Honor here too, and bell rings are underway.
Bro, can you lower your pants a little? What the?
He's got to, hike him up high. Got to show who the biggest man it is this fight, right?
I guess.
I mean, look, I'm no one to judge apparel, all right? Especially when it comes to, how high you hike your pants.
Although the biggest man is really the guy you got as a partner sitting on the apron, but whatever.
I mean, size matters, but also sizes can be dynamic.
Size matters not. Judge me by my size, do you?
Right. Oh, I kicked the midsection to John Silver. Almost threw me off there. Bryan Keith, of course, 13-year veteran, bounty hunter, Lone Ranger, formerly, of course, out of Texas. The Irish whip thrown up. Nice drop kick by John Silver, or Johnny Hungy, as, of course, we called it in the heydays. And tag made. And we'll see if, again, they keep Big Bill out of the equation. I think Big Bill made the blind tag off the double toe hold by the Dark Order. Stereo drop kick downstairs. Alex Reynolds legal cover. 2. Looks like he didn't get the tag. Surprisingly with the reach. 2 count only. Bryan Keith, also current Defy world champion, by the way. Alex Reynolds might be looking for a monkey flip. You were saying, JJ?
I was just saying, yeah, I never got to go back and see who won the match between him and Timothy Thatcher, but I'm assuming he retained.
Of course, you can watch Defy Wrestling, I believe, on certain, well, again, what's some sort
Triller
of
Plus.
Triller Plus, thank you. I couldn't figure the name of it. Triller TV, Triller Plus. I keep thinking, are they one and the same? I don't think so. And you could go watch his last bout against Timothy Thatcher, to your point, that literally happened 2 days ago. As he, of course, beat Clark Connors to first win that title. Ran to the elbow. Alex Reynolds now going up to the second rope. Big Bill, though, with a big distraction. Oh, man! And just rocketing up with the headbutt, jacking Alex Reynolds with the John, taking him down hard to the floor. Tag made to Big Bill. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Oh, God!
Hopefully they come back to town again when I have a little bit more money. Coming so close to Christmas just screwed me from going to Defy.
Well, again, priorities over passions and, funding aside, you still had a good time, though, with what you have seen this year. And we're having a fun time watching Big Bill clubbing away Alex Reynolds now in the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Seen more wrestling live this year than I have in the past, 10 years.
And how did it feel?
Fucking amazing.
That's all that matters then, bruv.
And hopefully there will be a lot more of that come 2026.
Well, if nothing else, I guarantee we'll be covering a lot more because I enjoyed the Continental Classic coverage we did. That was a fun project. We already got stuff set up for February. We got stuff planned at least once a month. And it sounds like we're definitely going to do even more this coming WrestleMania weekend. Good grief! Overhead back body drop as Alex Reynolds dropped from the top of Big Bill.
As if him being over 7 feet isn't high enough. The dude's got to throw you an extra 4 feet when he backdrops you.
For real, you're going to drop 10 feet to the mat.
Might as well be dropped from the freaking second floor of a building.
Gives new meaning to the phrase death from above.
Right. You might as well be thrown off the balcony there in the Hammerstein Ballroom.
You know what? That's a fair comparison, too, now that you mention it. Big Bill could probably touch the upper balcony.
Right?
I would love to just see a freaking show at that venue. That venue just looks so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see right now that's Reynolds trying to bring the fight to Bryan Keith. Bryan Keith left like, oh God, I took his head off. Good Lord, watch him out, cover.
One Night Stand 05 and 6.
Exactly, and of course home to GCW in New York, Hammerstein Ballroom, as well as Ring of Honor Final Battle, and of course currently AEW residency for the entire Continental, well not the entire Continental Classic, the Christmas week Continental Classic. And Bryan Keith hoisted up at 5, drop it out to Reynolds, trying to tag the Meat Man. Tag made John Silver. And John Silver, of course, one of the most explosive little people you'll see in the ring. I'm sure our Canadian friend Ash approves. Bryan Keith right now from the fire to Big Bill, got caught with a boot.
Dude,
I love how much energy John Silver brings. Exactly.
Right?
He's like running, cannonball, wiping Big Bill out with a tope suicida.
Did he hurt himself? He's limping.
Looks like either he's feigning an injury to try to get the advantage here, or he really hurt himself.
Yeah, but I was saying, did he tweak something on that tope? You saw the way he rolled off a Big Bill after making contact. Backslide now by Bryan Keith. Oh, combination by John Silver, just teeing off against Bryan Keith from down under. Hoist him up. Brain Buster. Cover, leg hook, 2, and kick out by Bryan Keith. So the kind of night, Ace Austin takes on Asuka Rock, the right hand man of Don Kyle's fan Rock Romero, and Satnam Singh, the biggest man right now on your screen, also in action, along with Red Velvet versus Janai Kai, Ring of Honor Women's World TV Championship Proving Crown bout. And that will be our main event. And again, this is a mixed match, to say the least, JJ.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Rey Mysterio and Big Show type shit.
About to say, is he Spike right now? Does he believe that he's the tallest man alive? There's no way. There is no way. You mad that he lifted up Big Bill? Oh,
yeah, man, chop him down the sides.
The heel of the boot catching the back of Big Bill's head, bracelet with the second rope, and right now Johnny Hungee. What are you kidding me?
Yo, he has.
Oh, yeah, but you only hold him for so long. Boot, big boots. And again, takes Silver down, takes Alex Reynolds now. Bryan keeps legal into the cover, and that is it. Knocking his lights out.
By Big Bill gets the big win.
How many times you said big in that sentence?
But just the fact that he was able to get Bill up on his shoulders like that was impressive enough.
Yeah, no kidding. That's ridiculous right there for John Silver. But I also think that was undoing JJ because he had to be extremely exhausted and just living him up in that moment. Again, like I said, maybe they're looking for a reset and Ring of Honor towards the Ring of Honor tag team gold.
Sometimes having a lower center of gravity helps with that when you need a deadlift something.
I suppose that's true. As of course, Blake Cruz has been very vocal this year about the Ring of Honor World Championship. As of course, he has already tapped out the franchise, Jay Lethal, and has mocked the former Ring of Honor World and Pure Champion. Jay Lethal dishonored by a young man who he thinks has so much of a bright future, who at one point he wanted to lead and guide him.
Mm-hmm.
The vanilla baby.
Yeah, last year with the Survivor of the Fittest, of course, he challenged for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. And this year at Final Battle, he came very close to trying to claim the Ring of Honor World Championship till Bandito rolled him up.
Yep. But
you know who Christian kind of looks like a little bit to me in the face?
Who?
Sam?
I don't know if you're going to be able to unsee it now once I say this.
Go for it.
Austin Theory.
Well, at least he's got far more talent than him and is capable. That being said, he's also been using the lethal injection towards wins as well. You almost wonder if Blake Christian's 2026 resolution to become the new franchise of Ring of Honor. And we'll see if it can beat the previous franchise and the current in tag team action this Thursday. Bandito and Jay Lethal taking on the Swirl, Lee Johnson and Blake Christian this Thursday on Honor Club.
Did you and me know a call the Blake Christian versus Bandito? Because I swear that match is in my head. Like I remember seeing it.
I'm pretty sure we called Ring of Honor Final Battle. Yes, because that was Survivor of the Fittest where he got pinned. And Satnam Singh has yet to be pinned on 11-0 singles record as we go back to the ring.
That was the free month Tony gave me.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
As Satnam Singh, of course, one of the biggest anomalies you will see, Mr. 1 in a billion, 3 years of experience, formerly a background in basketball, taking on Charles Mason.
Dude, we
speak of the devil.
What the fuck?
The literal devil.
Okay, this is going to be interesting, or it's going to be really short because he can knock his lights out. Again, as I talked about, this certified psychopath, trained by Amazing Red, House of Glory champion, by the way, this freelancer, 30 years of age, 8 years involved in the business, has been House of Glory heavyweight champion now for 207 days. And again,
stick and move, baby, stick and move.
Well, I guess that's one when you take down a 7-foot giant. With wins over Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, Desmond Xavier, man like Darius, and of course, Carlito, and Zilla Fatu. Right off the top turnbuckle.
Who's bigger than Big Bill?
Yeah, about to say, in size and muscle mass. Ain't that some crazy shit?
Poor Charles Mason having to make this dude look good.
Everyone's got to do the work, JJ. You know that as well as I do. Although at some point, I want to see Charles Mason challenge Bandito for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Okay, but this is like freaking Kurt Angle having to make the Great Khali look like $1 million.
Wow!
Shit,
and Mason getting freaking
capable of that, though.
Amazing getting freaking flyer miles. That goes to a testament of how valuable and flexible you are to this business. Knife edge chop, and Mason might realize it's going to take more to take Satnam Singh down. Satnam Singh, oh man, just crushing him. Cover. Whoa, only went for the 1 count.
It's too cocky, too arrogant, too greedy. You don't want to give a guy like Mason that opportunity.
Do you realize who Satnam Singh's company is? And ain't he great, JJ? Just saying. Oh, good Lord. Goodbye. Oh, God, planted.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, 1, 2, that's it.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
The crowd agrees with you.
Lackadaisical freaking.
But I say the crowd agrees with you firmly that Satnam Singh is anything but a welcome surprise in New York City. Well,
Poor Charles Mason.
hey, sometimes you got a job outside your own company.
No, I get that. But again, man, you look at the year this kid has had, and you mentioned, some of his hog defenses.
Yeah.
We mentioned the J Cup earlier. Go back and look at the I Quit match he had against Billy Starks at the J Cup. Jesus Christ. And then to see him go out like that just pains you for real.
Grind your gears, huh?
Yeah, what grinds JJ's gears? And if you want to learn more
we don't have enough time tonight for what grinds my gears.
I'm about to say,
we can start with John Moxley winning the C2.
Hey,
yeah, I was pissed over that too.
I'm not. He proved
I literally sat here with you, Noah, talking about how they could shit the bed with the C2. Now, what was my main thing? Having John Moxley or Okada win the tournament, and they were the fucking finals. One of them was guaranteed to win the goddamn tournament.
And guess what, JJ? Once again, your booking was your own downfall in your greatest fear as reverse psychology bit you in the ass.
I still think they're fucking watching us, dude. And the whole reason they booked it that way was because they were like, well, if it's going to piss him off, let's do it. He's not a true sicko anyways.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Rocky Romero had a bit of thoughts towards Ace Austin. Picking up what it left off in TNA. This is going to be fun. Hey, I don't mind short cards, especially when it's just a fun time to watch professional wrestling.
No, I said show your cards because I knew he was going to throw the cards at him.
Well, I'm sure he will have an ace up his sleeve as he takes on the right-hand man of the Don Callis family, Rocky Romero. And, of course, being booed out of the building because if you're associated with Don Callis, yeah, enough said. But again, JJ, you talked about before how far Rocky Romero actually goes back to you, and I talked about earlier how much Rocky Romero has been a pioneer of junior heavyweight wrestling.
Yeah, goes hand in hand, man. I remember seeing him back in 04-05 with Ricky Reyes.
Again, you've named the promotion. He's been involved in it. CMLL, ENF, ROH, AEW, DDT, NJPW, MLW.
UPW, PWG.
Yep. I was about to say, we could be here all night as he's been pretty much involved in championship accolades since 1999. As Ace Austin looks to climb to the top of the game, currently 1-0 in Ring of Honor, part of the Bang Bang Gang. Of course, we saw Ace Austin in singles action during the 0 hour at Final Battle with a great singles win over Lee Johnson. Still known as the Ineligible One, but once compared to the phenomenal AJ Styles, this former, as I said earlier, 3-time TNA Tag Team Champion alongside Chris Bear's ABC and former 3-time Impact X Division Champion and Revolver World Champion. Got a lot of respect for Ace Austin. And so does my best friend Paul from church. Code of Honor, we'll see if it's adhered to, though, by referee Stefan Smith. About to say, though, again, we talked about before, it's not the first ever one-on-one encounter, but they are 3 years apart from their first and only ever other encounter as the bell rings were underway. You think about, again, what you've done with me lately is the tail of the tape here. Ace Austin, who's been, of course, consistently in action, while Rocky Romero has not been as active in ring as Ace Austin. And right now, his front face lock applied up against the ropes. Last time we saw Rocky Romero in singles action on Ring of Honor was literally against Michael Oku, reigning and defending Rep Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight Champion. And Rocky tapped out to the master of the half crab. Back elbow strike.
Loves doing the Eddie Guerrero move.
Well, again, he is the king of sneaky style. Let's not forget, Cazador, Andre takeover by Ace Austin. Drop kick! Oh. Beautiful. That's the thing. You see Ace Austin in action. You admire what this young athlete brings to the ring, whether or not he is alongside Chris Bay, which the best, of course, to Chris Bay always is recovery. Rocky trapped him in the ropes. Takes Ace Austin to the outside. And of course, we talked about before Rocky Romero and of course Trent Beretta representing Roppongi Revice in the Don Callis family. But everywhere you go, people know the name Rocky Romero. That goes back to how deep a connection Rocky Romero has on this business. Let's not forget, he was a major part of the CMLL, NJPW, AEW alliance. Not to mention, basically kind of like breaking down barriers between the AAA and CMLL bad blood of the past. Kip up, Ace Austin, handstand escape, and swing and miss by Rocky Romero. PK! I love that combination. And Rocky Romero might not even remember what he got for Christmas this year after that kick.
He may not remember the rest of this batch.
And right now, calling for a timeout. There are no timeouts in wrestling. Oh, knife edge chop.
Wrong sport.
About to say. Ace Austin keeping the space close to Rocky Romero. Now scouting him possibly for that tornado kick. But Rocky picking the ankle.
Great counter there by Rocky. The experience factor coming in there.
Oh!
Shotgun drop kick there.
Basement drop kick applied. And again, talking about the experience level. And Rocky showing off. Rocky Romero, 43 years of age, 28 years involved in the game. To JJ's point, the experience that Rocky Romero has exceeds Ace Austin's lifespan. Let's put that in perspective, folks.
Right.
Knife edge chop there. The tail of the tape, though, not much different, though, when you look at just the man on the outside. Rocky Romero, 5'7", 172 pounds. Ace Austin, 5'8", 174 pounds. You almost think that Rocky Romero might be looking at a younger version at one point of himself in Ace Austin.
Rocky's got way more experience, though.
And of course, we talk about experience, though. Blake Christian and Lee Johnson have gotten better of Jay Lethal, who arguably has been the face of Ring of Honor. The Irish whip, reversal Irish whip. Ace Austin off the ropes, catches an elbow by Rocky.
He's one of the more underrated people in professional wrestling in general. I don't think Jay Lethal gets the appreciation that he should.
Oh, I completely agree. Literally was the lifeblood of this company when it was on life support. The Irish whip. And Rocky Romero looking for those clothes to go, how long, JJ? I think you know. Forever.
I think the problem with Jay Lethal is too many people think of Jay Lethal and they think of black machismo. They think of comedy. They don't think about his actual ability.
Well, when you consider TNA, when he was a Ric Flair cosplayer, that's all he was known as for a duration. And then he went to Ring of Honor and was one of the longest Ring of Honor world champions. Not to mention Ring of Honor Pure and Tag Team champions alongside the Foundation, Jonathan Gresham, disciplined and baptized by Samoa Joe in his Genesis. Right,
he got pigeonholed, much like R-Truth. Look, R-Truth was an NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and then became
two-time
person.
Yeah, I'm about to say two-time. Let's get the stats right there. But great point, Walter. Click, click, boom by Ace Austin. Takes Rocky Romero down off that inside Russian leg sweep. Follow up again with the clothesline. Again, closing distance. Just teeing off against Rocky here.
Where's the 5 count? He's in the ropes.
Here's the fun,
Rick
Smith.
Boom, is he going to get a Choco Chunk cookie too?
All right. JJ, I had to call Boom and Doom last week. Don't make me relive that. Inzaguri. And that was one of the longer matches of the night.
Where's the ice cream truck when you need it?
I don't know, but I got vanilla ice cream downstairs, and it is staying cold while the action is red hot here in Ring of Honor. Take over! Beautiful tears out of the corner. Cover, Laker 2. Oh!
Bro, every time I see Ace Austin, he does something that I've never seen before.
Right? That was like a reverse Poison Rana. Like that was Poison Rana the front way.
I'm about to say, also known as the Frankensteiner, because to your point, it was basically a somersault, not a moonsault. But the way he took him over out of the corner from the opposite side of the ropes, very impressive. And Rocky right now went for the Inzaguri, caught with the rewind. Up to the shoulder, though, not to the side of the head or the upper forearm, excuse me.
He's holding his shoulder, too. Look.
Now, we know that Rocky Romero loves to implement a submission hold, Jujikatami. Ace Austin sit up and over. Oi! Loses footing on the apron. Shoulder block, though, trying to recover. Now slingshot up and over. Looking for the sunset flip, the roll up, the cover, too. And Rocky escapes. High stack by Rocky. 2 count on Ace. And it's Rocky right now in control, looking to hoist up Ace Austin for something big here. Ace though with the back bar drop. Rocky maintains hold. Ace rolls through. Uh-oh. Wow.
Whoa, look at that.
Well, way to figure 4. Now crosslane bridge cover 2. And Rocky somehow escapes.
What the hell? I thought he was going for a submission. He turned that into a pin.
And somehow
Again,
Rocky able to escape. Go, JJ.
Just again, every time I see Ace, he does something freaking new I've never seen.
Yeah,
and there goes the referee.
And
that's something I've seen 100 times, a rough bump.
Yeah, but Rocky Romero doesn't normally do that. And Rocky's going to steal that kill with the running sides back cover 2. Not like this. Oh, Ace gets the shoulder up.
I've never seen a referee recover so fast. Usually a flick to their nose knocks him out for a half hour in these matches.
Right?
to be fair, Rocky Romero is a small man. That is a small impact. Again, for Ace Austin, though, able to escape out of that move.
Hey, Yoda's a small man too, but makes a hell of an impact.
Fair enough. And right now, up on the shoulder. In and out, Rocky looking for the DDT. Ace Austin countering, though, with his strength. Hooking the head, hoists it up. Takes him down with the suplex.
Makes more of an impact than the Dark State.
Don't get me started with that shit. Uh-oh, and Ace Austin might be looking for the food. And it looks like Rocky Romero's not ready to bust yet. Running in the corner. Ace able to evade. Look for this earlier. Catch him with a tornado kick. Springboard kick. Turning Rocky Romero inside out. And he's lining him up for the fold. Leg hook. 2. That's it.
I feel like that was the longest match so far, right?
So far it was.
And very competitive bout, too. Against one of the best, as Ace Austin makes it 2-0 against Rocky Romero in their respective careers. First time, though, in Ring of Honor.
And I believe all that's left is our women's match for the evening.
You'll be correct, good sir. Ace Austin, though, in fine form here. And you got to wonder what awaits this young man 2026. Looking back at Final Battle, talking about that woman in question. Red Velvet showing a furious side I've never seen before in my life. Taking it to the CEO in her rematch she conversation out after saying they beat her on Collision for the Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship. It was brutal. It was competitive. And at the end of it, we saw the Monet statement applied, and Red Velvet was on the verge of tapping out, but she countered thanks to a roll-up, and Red Velvet shocked the world and took the first time from Mercedes Monet's portfolio.
Still don't see what the point of her losing the title was, just to get it right back.
Again, you know, there's a funny thing here called giving back to the business of putting somebody over and considering Red Velvet and Mercedes Monet's pedigree. I'll just leave that food for thought there. Speaking of food for thought, straight out of your mama's kitchen, here's Red Velvet with a record of 12-1. Now our 2-time Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship. Ironically enough, the first time she won the title was literally at Final Battle last year. In this
I've never seen
very
her
building.
in my mama's kitchen.
It's my favorite kind of cake, though.
Just saying, you said she'd come in straight out of my mama's kitchen. I ain't never seen her in my mama's kitchen. That's all I'm saying.
All right, fair enough.
There was nothing sexual, derogatory, anything like that. Nothing freaky deaky about that statement. I just said I've never seen her in my mama's kitchen.
And I've never seen these two go one-on-one. That's Janai Kai will be our opponent tonight in this proving ground. See if the Code of Honor is adhered to. Again, if Janai Kai beats the 10-minute clock or beats the champion, she will get a future title shot.
Well, I can already see one mistake Red Velvet's made, and that's coming out there with all that Kinesio tape with a fighter like Janai Kai. That's just a big-ass bullseye.
Well, again,
kicked in that Kinesio tape the whole fight.
About to say, but we'll see if Red Velvet, who also is a proficient striker, takes her head off. We're doing with 2 kickers here, so again, don't blink. Of course, member of Contract, Janai Kai, former MLW Women's World Featherweight Champion and Ladies Night Out Champion. Speaking of women, and Mercedes Monet will defend the TBS Champion against the very woman she beat for it, Willow Nightingale, tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite New Year's Smash. And we'll be covering here at Simple Lava Studios, folks, as Willow might give Mercedes Monet the worst gift of the year.
Circle
Janai
to
Kai
your
right now.
She needs to continuously circle to the right. Don't go towards her, or circle to the left and don't go towards that right leg. Don't go to her power kicks.
Again, to those proficient strikes by Janai Kai, of course, known as Gaiatera, with a background in kickboxing and Muay Thai. Of course, with Velvet, with the boxing background right now, teeing off against Janai Kai in the corner swiftly. Now teeing off against the midsection.
That's not just for blood flow. That stocking she got in her leg. That's because she kicks crazy strong with that leg.
Well, it also comes down to what Tomoichi does when he has that elbow pad, of course, and that strap on his right arm to actually add more of an impact when he throws a freaking lariat. Ooh, gets the boot up. First time ever one-on-one encounter, by the way, with these two since AEW Dark Elevation a few years ago. She got caught in midair.
Kick right with that same leg.
And proficient kick right there to Janai Kai, former competitor, of course, to be seen in Bloodsport, member of Contra, one of the most fast and lethal young up-and-comers in the business.
She's got to register her legs as lethal weapons, I'm telling you.
And the thing about her kicks that you talk about, Walter, she more so uses the heel, the hardest part of her foot.
You see that? She lifted her legs straight up in the air to like mess with the angle she's going to kick her at. That's crazy.
A snapmare right now to the champion. A vicious kick lining up the spine of Red Velvet. Now cooking the leg. Whoa! Not afraid of Janai Kai.
The flexibility of both women. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, bruv. Again, Janai Kai firmly in control here.
Kai showed it with that kick, and then Red Velvet showed it with the choke in the corner. Flexibility.
Of course, Red Velvet has the final slice, that overdrive, or of course, Chef's Kiss, that spinning back heel kick.
Oh my God! You're not supposed to fold that way, Noah.
Yeah, I'm about to say Fujiwara armbar being applied by Janai Kai, and that arm is straight vertical, and to your point, the kinesio tape heavy on that left shoulder. And Red Velvet's sense of urgency here, trying to find a way towards the ropes. Again, you either win or you survive. You're the champion. If you're the challenger, you survive or beat them, as Red Velvet forces the break by her toes. About to say, this isn't a pure bout here. This is just a straight-up fight. And right now, Red Velvet's still trying to fight back. One clubbing shot over the back, though. Knife-edge chop of Red Velvet, forcing Janai Kai temporarily on the retreat. And Janai Kai, maybe not the strongest record, but again, still a very dangerous competitor.
I can't wait to see her on Bloodsport again. I'm telling you, she's the shit in that.
Face lock. Yeah, about to say, scoop slam right now by Janai Kai, getting the better of the champion. Of course, you can stay tuned to Walter and James and JJ and others covering Bloodsport with our UFC expert Walter Cruz in 2026, along with so much more content we keep you in tune of wrestling and combat sports. What's that cradle by Red Velvet? Almost got her.
She went to the well one too many times with the same move.
A great scouting by the champion. Trying for a different recipe for success here. The snapmare, though, and Janai Kai going back after that left arm. And slightly different angle this time. And again, the stomps. And of course, exaggerating that show, you hear about Velvet screaming in agony. Now going for the camera lock. And what the hell is this Dragon Sleeper being applied?
Dude,
a half straight jacket.
It's a straight jacket.
Yeah, the half straight jacket, though, as Red Velvet does still have the right arm free, but all that pressure is being focused on the left side of her body.
Well, referee's discretion, but it looked like Red Velvet was nodding her head that she gave up.
Or was she just frailing in desperation and panic? Swing and a miss.
Like I said, referee's discretion. If I was the ref, I would have called it.
About to say, though, you probably would have been called out for that. But again, I don't want to see this end. I want to see this go DDT to the time limit. I'm liking this. Out of desperation with the DDT, Red Velvet trying to find some sort of new momentum here. Trying to neutralize the challenge momentum. Janai Kai back up to her feet. Champion back to her feet, taking her down with the lariat. We're at the halfway mark, by the way, for those that are keeping track. I don't know what has a stopwatch up. We are over 5 minutes. Nice arm drag suplex there. And driving her with her knees in a bad position. I don't know if JJ likes that dish served. Oh, wait a minute. Janai Kai, Red Velvet, taking her eyes on the challenger for a moment. Janai Kai trying to capitalize. Try saying that 3 times fast. Off the ropes. And driving her barefoot. I do mean barefoot. Through the side of her head. And now again, that pinpoint kick to the shoulder, Walter.
Yep.
And Red Velvet might be on her feet. And Velvet, oh, wait, able to escape. Run her over, rolls her through. Janai Kai, blocking the elbow.
There's the lethalness.
Goodness, how freaking counterintuitive is Janai Kai tonight?
Dude, that was she kicking her with the front of your foot. That would knock you out so quick.
Yeah, about to say, this is a bad place for the champion right now. Again, the spine.
Here it comes. She's gonna do
Uh-oh.
that tornado kick.
And to your point, whoop, Red Velvet just got it. Oh my God! Cover two! She knocked her the fuck out!
With a slap?
That slap caught her flush! Well, I don't know if that was the final slice, but that was definitely a slice for success as Red Velvet, with the KO strike needed to survive this proving ground bout against a very game Janai Kai. I like Red Velvet stirring it up with people like this. This is great. I would love to see Janai Kai come here again and take on Red Velvet or anyone in this division. Game effort by Janai Kai, Red Velvet, Code of Honor here too. Again, this Thursday, Bandito and Jay Lethal take on the Swirl, JJ's favorite tag team name. Lee Johnson and Big Christian. And Billy Stars and Diamante take on Dion Razzle and Madison Rain. And we also have MXN TV taking on the Outrunners and Dalton Castle in a fight without honor. And so much more as we'll bring in the new year of honor, but we'll bring out the new year with AEW. But for now, for Walter Cruz, for the Bengals and Jimmy Williams, I'm Noah Foster reminding you, make a positive life. Have a good night and happy wrestling, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this coverage of Ring of Honor tonight. Walter, go ahead and cut the fucking feed. That was freaking fun. I like that.
Mm-hmm.